required. Well, hello, everyone. This is Michelle, and I am excited to bring some of my fellow Podcast Detroit podcasters on tonight. We have Cassine, Cassine Simmons,
Yes.
and we have Five Star calling in on the line.
Yes.
Okay. She's trying to
Yes,
find
I'm here.
herself a good spot because
Yeah,
tonight
I'm
we're
trying
going.
to find a great spot.
Did you find one yet?
Can you guys hear any background noise?
It's not too
Not really.
bad. It's not too bad.
Okay, good.
So
Okay.
tonight we're going to continue this month-long conversation on dating your mate. And as I've said the last week, dating within the home is very important because when you have, especially with LoveLogical unions, that's the adopted, the foster, the blended, and blended and extended homes. It's very important to let your LoveLogical children see you coming together with their other parent. That's very important, and because our kids nowadays really don't know how to date. Our teenagers, it's like movies and go grab something to eat, and that's probably about it. But if they don't get a chance to see it at home, they don't know what to do. As well as dating shows love because it sees that it shows you having fun together, show you interacting with each other, and it just shows that you care. And I'm talking about dating each other, not dating where you're going out with the entire family, where you're taking the kids. You have to get away from your kids and spend time together. And as I was saying before, my mom used to say that you have to be husband and wife, you have to be partners, you have to be that couple before you are parents because the kids are watching you and that's how they learn how to be a couple. You guys agree with that?
Of course.
Yeah. So I was
Yes.
I was saying last week that the typical dates, you get tired. You get so tired of going to the movies and going out to dinner.
I think the movies is the worst first date ever.
Because you can't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably more of the millennial thing. But you do find some veterans that's out there still doing it.
Oh, you see a lot of veterans out there still doing it. The only thing that I find exciting when you go to a movie with someone for the first time is when you do the D-box seats. Like at the Imagine. Have you been in the D-box seat yet?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Five Star?
Exactly.
That D-box seat is fun because it reminds you of kind of like being at Universal Studios or at Disney World where you're actually the seats moving along with the movie.
Oh.
And whenever
yeah.
someone, like when someone gets shot in the movie, you feel that jolt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never did that.
Yeah, then like if they're on a boat in the movie, then you feel the seat moving and you're like rocking with the boat. And you kind of like, that gives you the opportunity to kind of laugh with each other a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If I may chime in for a second.
Come on, chime on in.
I think a movie is a fine partial date idea as long as you do movie then dinner because, one, the break in between lets you bail if it's not going well.
Yeah.
And two, you have something to talk about at dinner after the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you know what? A lot of men don't like to talk.
Yeah, about
Well, see,
themselves
that's
or
the problem.
Right. They don't like to talk. They try to play this macho role.
but you
macho
can discuss
thing.
how you felt about the movies and
Right,
that'll give you kind
right.
of insight into
That
personality
will lead
without
into
saying,
yeah. Because I think the last time I went on a real date, we went out and ate, and then the movie just popped up, and I was shocked. I said, well, it's not nothing really to do right now, but we can go to the movies because I hate only when I involve a woman in a movie if we already been dating.
Okay.
But this particular thing, she was like, okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole date was wonderful. It was I like whole dates, full dates.
What's a full date?
Now I have to work, so when I get off work, I would love to go on a date from like 5 until 12, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Doing whatever.
Multiple things.
Multiple things. I just hate to go do something, then after that, okay, we go to our cars, go home. I don't like that. That's
Okay.
horrible.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on that, Five Star?
Well, back in 2009, some University of California researchers
Mm-hmm.
They studied 30 couples by putting cameras in their houses, and they discovered that these couples during the week only interacted or talked for 35 minutes per week. That's it.
Wow.
So, what
5 stars
I
the
believe
research
in,
king.
No, that's cool. I
Yeah.
love it.
yeah. So, what I believe in is a conversationally based date. So, wherever I go, it can be any environment, but it has to be somewhere where we can converse.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm getting to know that person. We're asking questions to deepen this connection.
You're learning about each other. Even though even
Exactly.
even
Just
for
like when you.
married couples
Hmm.
grow. They
Mm-hmm.
grow, so they need to relearn each other's likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Well,
that's
no,
what
it's
happens,
not
I think.
relearned. It's not relearned. It's to explore new aspects of that person because they're consistently growing. See, once we marry somebody, we just assume we know that person and we know everything about that person. But that person is consistently growing.
Right.
So you have to discover those aspects of that person. So you have to ask open-ended questions.
Mhm.
You have to be empathetic and listen very attentively and give them eye contact. And that's what's not present in the regular dating world when you're trying to develop a relationship or in these marriages. I observe couples all the time. I just sit and I watch them
Right.
all the time, and none of that is present.
And nowadays when you go out and you're observing, you notice that the cell phones are out. You know,
Hmm.
a lot of times the cell phones are out on the table, they're faced up. I can see if you have children or something like that at home and one cell phone is faced up just in case there's an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
But to actually be on the phone is kind of difficult
Yeah.
to have that level of conversation or and that conversation is actually intimacy in its
It
own
is.
way. It's intimacy because you're learning so much about each other,
Mm-hmm.
and how is your day? Maybe a start, but just to have that conversation where you're going to laugh with each other, you're going to just it's a free flowing conversation is really good.
Yeah. And again, women should when they're sitting at that table and they talking and they hear something that they know, okay, I think he want more. He don't, I don't think he want the long jeopardy.
Hmm. Longevity, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's when they should make that decision, like, okay, let this end, and I don't think I'll be calling them.
So you're talking about like when
Right.
they're
Why?
getting to know each other.
Yeah, because men, and I know I have done when I have done. It's all about patience. It's like you can tell exactly if you know that this man is really into you.
Yeah.
It's the things he say, talk about, and ask questions. Because then too, like I said, you should be able to ask this man any question that you want, and
Hmm.
he should be able to answer it.
Right. And I mean, and that's all couples. That's even if you've been married for 50 years or however how long you've been together. That's all couples.
Hmm.
So where do you suggest that they go to have this conversation that's not dinner?
Somewhere quiet
Well,
so
you
they
can
can
go
hear
to
each
the
other.
museum. I know
To the,
I've been on dates at the museum.
you
I've
know,
been
I had
somewhere at Central.
yes, a very good dates at the museum.
Yeah, walk by
Hmm.
the water. I mean, we have a lot of where you could just sit down and just really, really try to. That's if you really interested in this person.
Hmm.
And a lot of people, when they not really interested, they rushing everything.
Yeah.
Especially somebody who always looking at their phone.
Yeah. We have a lot of stuff that's coming up right now because of the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of things to do. I know that right now this is October, so there's a lot of fun things to do because just going to the pumpkin patch, and
Hmm.
yes, you could do that as adults without the kids. and do the hay rides and things like that. Haunted houses together is fun because you're going to be in line for a while, so you can have that conversation.
Right.
And I think that that's a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to bring up the fact that I'm on the board of Save the Pearls, and we're going to be having a Roaring Twenties event, our annual event, second annual event, and the funds are going to help with human trafficking awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's $25 a person on November 1st, and that is actually a fun date night.
Yeah.
Why not?
I never even dressed up on Halloween.
You poor baby.
Yes.
5-star.
Nice.
He's so deprived.
Yes, because we trick or treat, we do all of that.
Yes.
Cider meals.
I want to go
we
to
do
a
absolutely
good.
everything. And Michelle, I'm gonna tell you something. We even that bar, the rolling bar, the touring bar thing.
Yes.
That's fun because it stimulated conversation because we were laughing, we were interacting with other people, and then afterwards we went somewhere and we had more drinks and we just talked about everything, and the conversation got even deeper, and you can get closer to your partner that way. Anything that
That's
you're
a great
interested
idea.
in doing.
That's a great idea, the
just-
rolling bar.
Yeah, it just doesn't make a difference. But let me say this. You have to ask the right questions, and they have to be open-ended questions.
Yes. And the
Okay,
reason why
because just like the
open-ended.
researchers were saying in that 2009 report, what those people discussed were errands. That's all they talked about.
For 35 minutes.
Errands. There was no substance to what they were talking about.
And see, that's the thing is, that's what our children don't need to see. They need to see the interaction from the parents. Because, see, I grew up in a house where my parents would get dressed. They'd go out dancing. They would do different things together, and it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. Like, to me, also a good date is this, and an expensive date is to go somewhere and shoot pool.
That's expensive.
I say inexpensive.
Oh, inexpensive.
Yeah, inexpensive.
Yeah,
It's
because I
yeah.
never, and it's funny because I love when I meet someone and they introduce me to these things, because I love enjoying, like I used to tell women all the time, I will never say no.
Shooting pool is an introduction for you?
Shooting pool, throwing darts. What's the other one they got at that bar? And you throw the axe.
Oh, the axe throwing. I haven't done that yet.
haven't
That
did
would be
that?
fun.
That was
That
fun.
would be fun.
That was
It's a lot
fun.
of fun.
Now, I'm going to tell you another one that's really different, or a lot of people probably have not tried it yet, but feather bowling.
Feather bowling.
There's a place called, it's the Cashew Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
It's over on the east side on Cashew. I believe it's between Warren and Mack.
Mm-hmm.
And they have feather bowling lanes over in the back. They're known for their mussels. You could eat. You could have mussels and their perch and things. But then you reserve the feather bowling lane, and it's a concave dirt lane. And you get these balls and you roll them. It's kind of like a bowling that goes back to the, I don't know what days, but you have a feather in the dirt, and it's whoever gets the ball closest to the feather.
I think Randy did that. I know Randy did that.
Feather bowling is so much fun. It really is. Feather
Yeah.
bowling is fun. So it's things like that where just different things to do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much out here.
It is. There's so much. Just like at the axe throwing place, they have bomb bowling. And that's where you're throwing a football like a bowling ball. That's there as well. And then you have bocce ball.
Wait a minute.
The bocce ball, that's in Lapeer.
You say
And-
football like a bowling ball?
Yes, that's bomb bowling.
Or Foaling, the Foaling warehouse in Hamtramck. You can do that as
Oh
well.
yeah, they do have one in Hamtramck.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. You throw a football at bowling pins.
Yes.
Okay. And you know
And
the
it's a
thing
lot of
is,
fun.
and if you can't do it, like that's just like if you don't know how to shoot pool, you don't know how to throw darts, you don't know how to bowl, you
But
don't
you
know how,
learn.
do it anyway.
If you want to be with that person you with, you should do it anyway and enjoy doing it.
Yes, because no woman wants, no man either. You don't want somebody who's afraid to get out there and explore and do things. You want to be able to have fun,
Yeah.
you know?
I love having fun doing whatever.
I was just telling Cassine on the way over here that I just passed the go-kart place over on Van Dyke between, I think it's like 17 and 18
Yep.
mile. And, you know, they said the go-kart's 40 miles an hour. Oh, I
Yeah,
love
you
go-karts.
gotta wear the helmet.
I
Yep.
love go-karts. You know, I like to go over to CJ Barrymore's and different things like that, and love
Oh
doing
yeah,
things like
I'm the
that.
CJ Barrymore king.
You know, so it's so much fun to go to these different places, and you can go on Groupon and get discounts. You know, and it's amazing the things that you can do and just really have fun doing it, because you may not be talking at the time that you're doing the activity. But think of the talking that you're going to do after, even if it's just basically, you know, just going back and forth, teasing each other about
and laughing
what just happened and laughing.
enjoying the
Yes.
moment and just being happy and comfortable with that person that you trying to definitely impress.
Yes, and karaoke is good,
Yeah.
you know.
That's a
and
lot.
I did karaoke one time, and you know, and the person who I did it with, you know, I was, you know, kind of adoring them, and I did, and it was fun. And I was like, she was like, I didn't know you could sing a little bit. I said I can't. And it's like, well, you know, you don't need to tell me that to do it again, because it was fun. It was really
It
fun.
is. It's fun. It's just those little things that you find time to do. 5-star, what other suggestions you got? You got some good ones over here.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot. I date a lot.
Okay.
Yes, she does.
Well, what I've been doing lately, we've been doing the walking tours in Detroit. There are different walking tours, so that gives you an opportunity to explore historical buildings, architecture, and whatever tour you're on, and you guys can talk. Okay, so we've done that. We like murder mysteries. We've been in murder mysteries.
I
You
love
did
murder
I
mysteries.
want to do that train ride.
I've done the train.
You did the train?
Yes, the
I've
train is
done the
nice.
train.
Oh, I got to
Yeah.
do the train.
The train
Yeah.
is very nice.
And I've had the murder mystery dinner. It was on the east side. It was at this.
on
It was at the theater.
Gratiot. The one on Gratiot?
Yeah.
Yes.
5-star,
We've
you
done
never
that
told
one.
me about that.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun. And another good thing to do is painting with a twist with your
Yes.
partner. So what you do, you paint one half of a picture, and they paint the other half, and then you put them together.
I haven't done that yet
So you
either.
guys have a creation, and then you put it at their place, your place, or whatever, however you want to do it.
That's kind of
That's
neat.
a lot of fun.
There's a place in Pontiac where you go in and you can do tie-dye. You could tie-dye T-shirts and things like that. And that's actually pretty fun. You know, I haven't done it as a date, but I did go for one of my, you know, the Sister Circle weekends. And we went there and we did tie-dye, and that would actually be a fun date.
And
Even
I
though
love T-shirts too.
even though I'm the one that'll probably end up getting paint on somebody, but you know. But I
Now,
think that it doesn't have to be serious. You know, you want to get out and have fun. I know that we love fundraising events and things like that, but fundraising events to me, that's not considered too much as a date, because
No.
it's more, you're usually there with a group and it's more sociable and everything, but it's not usually a good date spot. Plus, tickets here are just astronomical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go on a
ahead.
real date. Like, I want to
A real
just
date.
I really want it.
What's a real date?
A real date for me,
Okay.
I want to go in my closet and I want to put on the sharpest thing I have on there.
Okay.
And I want to go out to dinner,
Where you going?
anywhere 5-star.
Okay, 5-star.
Anywhere 5-star. Not 5-star her. I'm talking about the restaurant.
No.
I know that.
And I wanna go out dancing. You know, I wanna go out. You know, walking, just on a good, nice summer day. You know.
Okay. You can do
And-
that in the wintertime too.
Yeah, you sort of can, but I have not been out on a date like that since I was married.
That's your fault.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is.
You hear me, 5-star? That's your
But you
fault.
just can't do
I
that with
hear
everybody.
you, and absolutely. Kasim,
What? What?
you have to filter properly, honey.
Well, I mean, I got to spend some money on my filter.
Yes.
I got to spend my money for filter. I can't get a filter from Walmart no more.
You so silly.
No, I have to go.
We won't even go there. We won't even go there, Cassie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I would really want, I would really want to go out on a real date. That's what I feel like a full date is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go out on partial dates. I would like to go on a real, when I put time aside for you to just go away and be with somebody that long with no worries. And because one time I had this woman tell me, she said, you check on your son? I was like, wow, nobody never said that to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I go look, check on him, right back. She's like, wow, I ain't never been out on a date where, you barely look at your phone. I'm like, because ain't nobody important right now. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to impress you. So this is what I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Looking at your phone 100 times, trying to sneak that game in there. I know what they do.
Yeah. And the thing is, I don't play games on my phone. I'm just usually trying to check to make sure my daughter's where she's supposed to be. But Port Huron, going over to Sarnia, Ontario during the day, there is a museum over there called the Stones and Bones Museum,
Mm-hmm.
which when you look at it, it looks like a little storefront, and you go inside, and it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very interesting museum, and just something like that, just to get away. There used to be where you could take, you say you want the all day, there's car trips that you could take. Remember the one tank trips?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I never been on one, but I know.
Yeah, the one tank trips where you could go somewhere, one tank, and just to drive and talk and see where you end up. Frankenmuth is a good place to go during the day. And I know people are probably saying, okay, we got kids and this, that, and the other, but, you find yourself
Make
a good
time.
sitter. You make plans, even if it's something that you do once a month or once every other week.
You have to get that in.
You have to get it
Yeah,
in.
you have to get away from your kids.
Yes.
And I love my son to death, but I have to get away from him.
Yes, you do. You have to get away from your kids. My sister and her husband, they have a standing date every Saturday, but they go to the movies like every week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's sweet, but okay, this has been years of the movies. Let's really find something fun.
They need to do that on $5 Tuesday.
Yeah.
With the free popcorn. Don't waste a Saturday at the movies somewhere watching that.
But it's just so much that you can do that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe that as, as mates, you should also take a vacation together. Even if it's a extended weekend alone, and then the vacation with the kids, because I don't think that the kids should always be with you. You need to have that time alone.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know how to leave their kids and go have that adult time. I have actually gone to Universal Studios, Disney World by myself, and that would be a fun place to go with a date.
Yeah.
I've been with the
I would
kids and
love to go to
everything, but it would be
Universal.
fun with a date.
I'm always with my son there.
Yeah. Oh, I love
And
Universal
I see
Studios.
couples there I would love to just go with a fun woman there. Like, let's do everything, even if I'm scared.
Yeah. If
Let's
you're
do
scared.
it. Even if I'm scared, because I only get on certain rides. I only ride certain rides. Yeah.
5-star, he is nuts.
Yeah, I only ride certain rides I only
But I
get
know
on.
my co-host.
But if I'm with somebody, and like I said, if I'm with somebody and I'm enduring them, they can talk me into anything.
But
Tell
you
them
know
the
what?
name of your
It's a
show
really
real
good
quick.
trip, a day trip for Mackinac Island because it's so peaceful there.
Is that a
And
day
you
trip?
and your mate, yes, you can go to Mackinac. It's only 4 hours away.
Okay.
You can go there. You can have something.
I haven't been to
eat.
Mackinac
You
either.
can walk around.
Somebody take me
and
to Mackinac.
Bicycle riding is awesome because that gives you a chance. You're by the water. There's so much nature up there. It's just a great place
Oh,
to
that sounds
spend the day
awesome. Well,
or
we
the weekend.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and then you also, we're not that far from Niagara Falls or Toronto.
No?
Oh, I love Niagara
Yeah.
Falls.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I want to go to Niagara Falls in the winter.
Yep.
Can
Or
somebody take me?
yeah, Niagara Falls. I've never
Not in the
been
winter.
Why
I want to go
not?
in the winter. I heard it's beautiful in the
Why
winter.
not?
It is. It's too cold for me.
Oh, I think
That's
that's
too cold.
well. That's where you put your goose down on and
Yeah,
get
you
your
didn't wear your Canadian goose coat.
yeah, and get your Blondo boots.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what Blondo boots are, Blondo, they are very warm boots. They're Canadian, by the way.
Yeah, and use that Canadian coat you have.
I know, honey. It keeps me warm, but I don't want to be up there like that. No.
But speaking of the winter coming up, we have Noel Night that's actually coming up in November. Every year, Noel Night, a lot of people don't realize. Last year, Noel Night was kind of cut short because of what happened the year before. There was actually a shooting down there for the first time
Oh yeah, I
in
remember that.
years.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
young
So,
people.
Last year, they didn't even keep everything open. So I'm really hoping that Noel Night comes back full force again this year. You know, I really hope so. But you also have the Zubu, which is fun because, you know, people say walking around the zoo looking at the lights, it's really romantic
Simple,
and it's
romantic
fun.
things. I love
Yes.
stuff like that.
And then they have the 4D theater where there's usually a movie that's going to be playing. Last time I went, it was a Polar Express.
Hmm.
And you have the 4D where, like, when the train slides and everything, you feel the water on you, things like that. When we went, and there was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer playing, and Rudolph sneezed, and, you know, you got you felt it
Oh
when he
yeah,
sneezed
that's
and
like one of the
stuff.
rides at Universal
Like
Studios.
one of the rides at Universal
Yeah,
Studios.
yeah.
And it's a short movie, but these are things that, you know, if you can't figure out something to do, this is giving you some really good ideas on stuff to do.
Someone should not have nothing to do.
Especially here.
If you're in a relationship, and it's funny because when I was at bowling last night,
Mm-hmm.
it was a guy there, and I was, you know, he was talking about how him and his wife went down to Daysay Saturday, and it was horrible. And he was like, saying, you need to give me some dating advice and all. And I said, look, whenever you want to do something, call me. I have a whole bunch. He said, you must have experienced all these things. I said, no, I want to.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. How you have a hard time at they say?
He had a hard time at Daysay. He said it was like an hour wait.
Oh, they were busy.
And he got down there, and then when he finally got in there, the waitress was horrible, as usual. You know, the service and everything, the food was okay. And I said, dude, that's the worst place to go on a Saturday night.
Yeah, on a Saturday night, because they say have some very good catfish.
Mm-hmm.
And when I used to eat chicken, I liked their chicken too, but they say has very good catfish.
Yeah, and I like
Yes.
Daysay when I go at a time when it's not busy.
No, but even down there off of the Riverwalk, you know, that's a nice place to go at night to go stargazing. The Riverwalk is nice
You
to
know
go
who has
stargazing.
a really nice Riverwalk? Canada.
Yes, I used to go over there when I was
Yeah,
younger. Yeah.
really nice Riverwalk.
Okay, so you heard that. You talking about Windsor?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
Windsor has a nice Riverwalk too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I
Definitely
haven't
have a nice
haven't done
Riverwalk.
that one. Windsor has a nice Riverwalk, guys.
You know what? Another place to go that has a nice setting. You ever been to Marine City?
Al Jefferson?
26-mile road, 94, and take it on down because you could take the trolley over with your car to Canada.
Oh, that you can go over to. I didn't know Marine City. Now we were talking about Harson's Island,
Yeah.
where you can go through Algonac,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know Marine City had a
Marine
trolley.
City has a trolley that you can go over to Canada, and you'll be in a different part of Canada that people never. Well, I ain't gonna say people, but some people never experienced that.
And you said 26 mile and
Yeah,
94,
you get off at 26 mile.
and take it down.
You take it. It's about a 20-minute ride.
Okay, so
all the
like
way
going
down to get into the city of Marine City.
so it's like going down to Harson's Island, but it's just going out 26 miles instead of
Right.
23.
Getting off 26 miles,
Okay.
you make that right, and it's a long, very long drive. You probably gonna go through maybe 3 lights.
Okay.
But that 3 lights is about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And
That's
once
like
you get in Marine
going to
City,
yeah.
yep, they have a little nice little small beach. They have a river you can sit by the water there, and you can take the trolley
Ooh,
with your
got
car
something in my
over
eye.
to Canada.
So is the trolley? So the car? So it's a ferry.
Yes,
That takes
ferry,
you over.
ferry.
So okay,
Yep,
so there's
take
a
you right
ferry
over
that takes you to
Canada.
Harson's Island too. So there's a ferry. I didn't know there was a ferry to take you to
Oh
Canada.
yes.
Is it open year round?
all year round?
All right, guys, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what else you got for us over there, 5-star? I'm over here
Well,
writing stuff down.
The Detroit Historical Society, they do stargazing on a schooner, and we did that this summer. And you take off right down there where Port Authority is, and you cruise past the Ambassador Bridge, and they give you all these historical facts, and you do stargazing.
Mm-hmm.
You go around Belle Isle, and it's a great experience. You have a champagne toast. They have little finger foods for you to eat while you're on the schooner. It's wonderful.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds really
yeah.
nice.
A lot of historical facts. Mm-hmm.
Now you
It's
know
great,
they
and
have.
it's very romantic.
Speaking of that, you have the boat where they do the Motown cruise every weekend. And
Okay.
I'm trying. That's if you Google Motown Cruise Detroit, it's going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
They actually do lunch and dinner on Saturday. So you could do a lunch cruise early in the day. The boat is enclosed. So this is like, I believe this is like a year-round thing. I know I've gone when it was chilly outside, and it's really nice on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
If it said that's on the edge of.
The Motown cruise.
Amherstburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so to backtrack a little bit, the ferry to Canada is Amherstburg, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
We had someone.
Thanks, Dario.
Thanks, Dario.
To my childhood friend Dario. My childhood friend Dario Sanders. I love him to death. He showed me so much love on there.
I love the Detroit Historical Society stargazing. I really enjoy that. Oh, and on Sundays you can do a champagne tour of the Whitney as well.
Yeah.
And that's very nice. It's only $10, and to do the champagne tour and enjoy the history, and then walk around the Whitney itself. You can enjoy the outside gardens. They also have brunch there, but you could go there.
The brunch is really nice.
Yes, you could go there just for the champagne tour, and then move on and go somewhere else to eat if you want to. And the Detroit, the aquarium, Belle Isle Aquarium is open, and that's open.
Right.
That's free. It's open for donations. You have, there's a lot of things on Belle Isle to do now.
Are they?
Yeah, the Nature Center is back open again. You can rent kayaks and paddle boats and things with, weather permitting.
I when I was in Florida, and I'm from there, and I was in Orlando. Orlando had this park like 5 minutes from my mother's house, and you can rent paddles and do all this nice stuff. And the guy I was talking to, he said, "Hey, they don't have this stuff in Detroit." I said, "They didn't used to." But now they do. He said,
no, they've had it here forever.
Yeah. I didn't know that until I started investigating that, and they had that at Belle Isle for a while. And I was like, I love doing that kind of stuff, but people will never know it because when you out on a date with someone, that conversation never explores that far to the edge of that.
When I was younger, one of the things that I liked to do during that first snow here in Michigan was to go horseback riding.
Yeah.
We had a place that we would go, down near Port Huron, and just to go horseback riding. So it was like you planned when it was going to snow. We would call and get our reservations in, and you go and enjoy it and just ride and talk. And that's something that's nice, too. And I'm finding that there are so many people out here now that's like afraid of horses. It's like they're afraid of trying new things. And it's important to try new things. And if you have a spouse or a mate that is nervous or whatever, just step outside of your own way and get out there and do it,
I think
because you'll
that's
find so much fun to be had.
yeah. I think that's the number one problem with couples. One wants to do something, the other one don't want to do it, and they go back and forth, and they need to stop that.
Yeah,
They need to stop that.
just go out there and just try
Because they
it
get to a point
together.
where they just clam up
Yeah, just
and don't
try
nobody
it.
do anything.
I've actually I remember going out with someone, and I wanted to go parasailing, and
Is that where the boat take?
that's where the boat takes
Oh,
you
I want
out,
to do
and
that
then you
too.
go. It
Because I
is-
want to jump out of a plane too.
Oh, you jump by yourself. I tried 3 times to go up, weather permit, and couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
nope, won't do it again. But one thing about parasailing is it's so peaceful and it's so nice. And I had someone tell me, he said, "Well, I'll go with you. I'll watch you." But I will go, but I'll watch.
I would do all of that.
See, and then I had someone. I said, "Well, let's go do the zip lining thing." Well, I'll watch.
I did
you.
that in Vegas.
But if you're gonna watch me, that's not the same.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta-
did
you gotta
that,
get out there
and I
and
made
try.
my son do it, and he was like, "Well, Dad, what if you die?" And I said, "You'll be rich.
Zip lining is
Yeah.
fun.
You'll be rich." There, I got a nice policy, so like I don't. It's just I hate that, and I have to say this, I hate that. African Americans, we feel like we stuck in things that we just have to do.
Yeah, you do. You hear
And this
people
whole
say that they're
world,
not
this
things.
whole world belongs to all of us,
Everyone.
no matter race. And we can do what we don't have to be stuck all. Because I hate when they say this. Oh well, that's something that white people only do or Chinese. No,
I think we're getting away from that more and more. Though,
We
now.
are. We
especially
are.
when it comes to you see more people traveling now.
yes,
Than you've ever seen
yes.
traveling
I seen a
before.
lot of young people travel, and I was like,
Yes.
wow. When I was that young, I was traveling, and it was different and unique at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to see a lot of, but I'm also starting to see a lot of people. Like I have a friend.
Mm-hmm.
He never been out of Michigan, and the first time he left out of Michigan, he drove to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him talked on the phone. He sounded like a newborn baby.
Oh yeah.
He was
Yeah.
excited about being in Florida. I'm like, you could have been doing this your whole 50 years.
You have a lot of people that have lived on fear, and they don't realize what's out here. And my goal with this entire podcast was to just give ideas on things that you can do. And I knew we could fill an hour on things to do,
Mm-hmm.
because people don't, you get so stuck in routine that it's hard to get out of routine.
Yeah.
And a 5-star, you've had some awesome dates.
Oh, yeah.
You've had some
Because
awesome dates.
I have so many interests,
Mhm.
and
She has a three-
don't
she has a
associate
3-option
with
rule.
dates who don't like to do or experiment like I do.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I have great dates.
I like to experiment I like food too.
Option. A 5-star feel when you're single, you should always keep 3 options.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
What's your 3 options, 5-star?
Oh, 3 people at
Oh,
one
3
time.
people. Okay.
Yeah, you filter from there. And then if one falls off, then you replace that person until you find the most suitable partner.
Okay. Okay. We do have a lot of we have LoveLogical singles, single people out here who's dating as well, because you have single LoveLogical parents who of adoption. You have single LoveLogical parents who are in the fostering community, and you have single LoveLogical parents who were part of a blended family who now has custody of their LoveLogical children. And yes, that does happen out here in the world more often than what we realize. So, I'm sure they're out here dating as well. The advice that I give to the single LoveLogical parents is the kids don't have to meet everybody who you go out with.
That's right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not
Yes.
at all.
You keep your dating life to yourself until I'm like at least 6 months. Till that person's gonna be around for a
I
while.
try after 3.
You try after 3.
try
But
after
your
3.
son's older though.
Yeah. And I
Smaller
still
kids don't. To me,
Yeah.
smaller kids, it's like you got people that'll fall in love with the kids and then they stay with you because they have a bond with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you don't want the kids always getting attached to people.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter just turned 18 last week, and she will tell you that I've not had a lot of people around her.
Mm-hmm.
That I've not done that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my son growing up, I didn't do that.
No, you don't do that at all.
No. So love logical, you know, single parents, you need to get out there and date too and have fun and everything. And to me, these are things that you can suggest to be done because these may be able to help you pick your mate. And I'm this three option rule.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it works. It works.
Hey, 5-star,
Michelle,
5-star.
This is how it works, though.
I'm gonna tell you, I have a friend, like I just said, I had a friend named Dario. He said 3 options. That's 3 sets of emotions to deal with. Focus on one. That's how he feel about it.
Well,
He's
you know
speaking
what?
from a
I
male
think
point
this
of view
is
for
Yes.
women, though.
specifically
Yes.
For
Yeah.
women,
Yeah.
women get attached so easily. Anybody who gives you attention, traditionally, that's what women do.
Yes.
If you have 3 options, you're able to compare and contrast their qualities and really see if they're suitable for you and ask the right questions, you know, in different settings before you decide, before you get totally attached to one individual or bring them home. And let me say this, you're not having sex with these 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not get this confused. You do not do this. Dating does not mean having sex with these
Correct.
people. It means that you're dating, you're exploring, you're trying to figure it out. When you decide on that one individual and you guys have a commitment, then you take it to that level.
Just had this conversation with my daughter recently. My 18-year-old just had this conversation with her recently.
Now
Most
we
of you don't say.
we talked about now from a man's point of view. A lot of men is not going to have 3 options because they feel like that's 3 times more money they have to spend.
But men usually keep their options open until they decide who they want to be with anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
women don't. A lot of women will give that one person her undivided attention, you know, and then get to a point to where it's kind of like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But then she's passing by others,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Wasting time.
Right, right. So I kind of like I was telling my daughter, 5-star, what you're doing is how we used to date when we were teenagers. We used to be able to go out on dates with people. And I was actually sharing this with you. I was sharing this with Kasim before we came on. That, you know, as teenagers, we used to be able to date multiple people. And we were okay with dating multiple people as in old school, as my mother Phyllis would say, as long as you kept your legs closed. So that's what you're
Exactly.
saying. You're like, I'm not having sex with these people. I'm going out and I'm weighing my options until I can figure out who I want to be with. But once you commit to someone, you are fully committed.
Committed.
Yeah. You are
Exactly.
fully committed to that person. So I get exactly where you're coming from. Yeah. Yep. I just explained that to my daughter. I'm like, you do not have to be committed just because you're having a conversation with someone. You have, you know,
Not
give
at all.
yourself a chance to get to know people before you settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that he's at a loss of words right now, 5-star. What do you think?
Yes, and it was all because he was saying that men, you know, perhaps they can't afford, you know, dating multiple women or whatever. Well, guess what? If you can't afford it, then you shouldn't be dating. That's what I have to say about that.
Well, you shouldn't be dating multiple women
You
because
should focus
Well,
on
he's
one.
trying to decide. That's what he's saying.
Right.
So from a man's perspective, they shouldn't do it because it's too expensive. Oh,
and
well.
it's only as expensive as they make it, really.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right about that.
It's as
Right about
expensive
that.
as you make it because you can date someone in the beginning and do some of the things that we've talked about tonight, and you're not spending a lot of money. You know, if you're going to the museum, you can hit multiple museums. and just make that our thing to do while we're getting to know each other.
Right.
And you're asking questions and you're learning. And even in a marriage situation, if the budget is tight, you can find things to do where you're not going to spend a whole lot of money.
Oh, that's easy. I wish I would be with a woman and the budget is tight. It's so easy to fix that.
But it's so many things that you can still do.
It's so many things that you can still do, because if you with this person, you married, or a long time relationship, this person already knows you and understands you. They know they just want to be spending that good quality time with you.
They just want that quality time together, and quality time is not Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Quality time is getting out of the house and doing something where you're focusing on the enjoyment of each other. That's important.
Yeah, and I think too, I don't know. I feel like when you are really committed to that one, you gonna always, each other gonna always find things to do to try to make that other person happy.
You're gonna try. You put forth the effort.
Yeah.
Because everybody does not have money. I don't care. People have been married for 2 months. They've been married for 50 years. They may not have $50 in the bank, but they can still find a way to do things together. You see a lot of couples now, a lot of international couples. They take walks together, holding hands and talking.
And they not worried about what they're going to put on when they walk out the house.
No, they literally just go and they take walks together, And a picnic does not cost that much,
I had a picnic one time, and it was so nice.
They're fun.
It's so it was and I remember when I was dating this one woman, and I told her that, I would love to go somewhere and buy a tent and spend the night out. And oh no, I'm not doing that. I said, well, we're not doing that.
Well, you could have compromised and got an inexpensive cabin.
But the cabin is easy. But that outside, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. The cabin part is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been explored that. Like know where the cabin at, all, especially up in Canada. It's a lot of spaces like that, and in Upper Michigan.
There's a nice space right in Port Huron.
Yeah, and I just want to, and I think because I experienced that so much growing up in Florida, the outdoorness of being outside and just relaxing and having a tent and sleeping, and I think that's where that come from.
You slept in a tent outside in Florida?
Yes, I'm originally from Miami. I'm from Florida, and we do a lot of that down there. Like when we was in Florida, we have real Boy Scouts.
What
not
I'm
the Boy
thinking,
Scouts
don't
they
you
have
five
here.
Star. I'm surprised Alligator hasn't just.
Oh no! I experienced alligators, snakes, all the outdoor stuff. But when you in a certain area where that is known to do, it's none of that is happening.
Okay, because you
just don't go in the woods and pick a spot.
Okay,
that's not happening.
Well, that's the way you made it sound.
Yeah, no, it sounded like that, but it's not that. it's not that, but it's areas, and like when I was there, when I was in Boy Scouts, it was real Boy Scouts. When I came up here and got in Boy Scouts, it's like, oh, this is a joke, and I quit.
But you know what though, for those of you who are listening to us that's not in Michigan, one of the things, like in Florida, they have the swamp tours, which are so much fun. Swamp tours are fun. In New Orleans, just hanging out on Bourbon Street is fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
I'm trying to think different places. I don't even know if they still have the roller coaster on the top of the Stratosphere in Las Vegas.
They do.
Vegas.
That's fun.
They do.
Oh, that is so much fun.
Okay, I got this guy Lincoln. He said when two people have careers and ordinary lives, Netflix and chill is a quality time.
For a man, it is.
Okay, now are they talking or are they just sitting there watching the movie?
I don't know. He said, I guess they actually in a relationship.
But even with a husband and wife, that gets to a point of redundancy.
Yeah,
it is.
It does.
And you're not discovering anything new about that person.
The only thing that I can say about something like that, what's his name?
Lincoln.
Lincoln, the only thing I would say about that is if that Netflix and chill is taking place in a hotel room where you've literally gotten outside of your four walls and you are outside of your own bed where there's going to be some nice romance and everything that's going along with it, then that's a really good quality Netflix and chill. Because sometimes you just got to get out your own bed.
Right.
You got to get off your own couch and just have that time. And I know both people might be tired, but you can find somewhere else to go to sleep then.
Yeah.
Because try. I can't even say that on here, but just find somewhere else to go to sleep because women sometimes need a different atmosphere. You may think that she's okay with it, but after like the third or fourth time of that happening, she really needs you to show her something a little bit more. Yeah, so we got to close up here. See, I knew we'd be able to fill an hour of talking about dating.
Not with me and 5-star. An hour? You need more than an hour with us.
I'm coming on your show.
We're 2-hour champs.
Yeah.
Look, I'm coming on your show.
We 2-hour
'cause
champs.
we're doing 2 hours now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I need to come and take a seat. But no, seriously, this has been awesome, and
You need to come on this Sunday.
I won't be in town.
Okay.
Yes, I'm taking. My daughter is interested in Tennessee State, so we're going to the end of Tennessee State's homecoming.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna go to the game and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody out there that that's a Tennessee State alumnus, I know nothing about Tennessee State, so if you want to hit me up on LoveLogical, info@lovelogical.com, LoveLogical on Facebook or Instagram, I would love for you to give me some tips and pointers. Would love it
Right.
to make this special for her. She just turned 18 last week, so
Is he?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so definitely. But Roaring 20s would Save the Pearls for human sex trafficking awareness, $25 a person. Contact me if you're interested for tickets. That's going to be fun. You can get your addresses and everything, and men, get your suits together. That's a fun date night. We talked about go-kart racing, axe throwing, the bomb bowling, where you throw the football like the bowling ball.
Yep.
Walking
And hamtramck.
tours, murder mysteries, Mackinac Island, Marine City, Canada, going over there to Canada. Amherstburg is where that's at, 26 Mile and 94. The Detroit Historical Museum, feather bowling. If you did not get some ideas out of this today, then you weren't listening to us. You weren't
Absolutely.
listening. So date your spouse. LoveLogical, biological by nature, LoveLogical by choice. Even your married union with no children is still a LoveLogical union because
Right.
you love each other and you are family.
And you know what? Date yourself. 'Cause
Date
if
yourself.
you date yourself, you'll learn how to date your spouse.
That's true. That's true. So we're going to have to cut off here. Randy's about to shut us down.
Yes.
Thank you
Oh, my.
so much.
I think
Kasim.
Randy's having deja vu for Sunday.
Thank you so much,
she
5-star. Tell them about your podcast. What's the name of it and when can they catch
The
you?
podcast is the third quarter. We have a show this Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and the topic is Let's Talk. And we're talking about all sorts of topics, strictly informing people about dating and what other people think was going on out here in the 21st century.
All right. So there you go. So you got your dating and relationship show coming up on Sunday. What time Sunday?
6 p.m.,
6 p.m. to 8.
the 2-hour show. Please call in. Tune in.
All right.
We'll be live.
All right. And so they'll be live. All right. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you, 5-star.
Good night.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kasim.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. This was fun.